And just like that, we're back.
Greetings.
Did you guys even see the name I created for this live stream?
Six Scale Symposium?
I tried to make. I'm like, I had to come up with something.
It's pleasantly ostentatious.
I thank you.
Yes.
I feel like we're at a symposium, and each of us are going to offer our insights on the topic going on in the world. And this
has that name been used before? I mean,
no, I don't think so.
I don't think
so.
I don't think so. I don't think I've heard it used before.
No, I don't think anybody's as ostentatious. Or
and there was a subtitle too, right? I mean, I was napping for this.
No, I don't think there is, but maybe we should make one.
Yeah.
Title.
Yeah, it's like Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Six Scale Symposium 4.
Revenge of DC.
Cody finally arrives. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Attack of Cody.
So we wanted to jump like, hey, hello guys, we're having our own chat. We're not even paying attention to you. So.
Yeah.
We wanted to talk some hot toys tonight. Lots of stuff that's happened over the past couple weeks, and it's not about Star Wars, it's not about Marvel. It's just about six scale collecting in general. Might even throw a quarter scale statue or something in there. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But there's been some pretty cool stuff happening this week, which everybody on the planet of collecting is jumping up and down about, which we will get to. Captain
We
Rex.
know this because we've taken a poll.
Yeah, it is true.
We have cameras. Yeah, we have photographic evidence of the jumping up and down.
Traffic cams.
Yeah, it's like fans at a YouTube concert. It's out of control.
Boom. And because this is not Star Wars, we even invited Kent.
I feel like I'm holding up the live stream right now.
Oh well, he does have
like
the Boba
Atlas,
Fett
dude.
cereal shirt on, so I'll give him credit for that.
Fett man coming
Yes.
back.
The Fett Man is definitely a topic of discussion for tonight.
Are
for
you?
sure.
What is your shirt, Ryan? It's
Mine just says false.
that's a Galactica thing.
No, this is The Office.
I know, but no, the text is Galactica.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I've
Yeah,
never
it's
seen
Battlestar
Battlestar Galactica. I have no idea.
Font. Galactica font.
Oh, well, this is Dwight Schrute, who loves Battlestar Galactica, so I can take care of that.
Yeah. All right.
And he's just saying
Right.
false. So one of my favorite shirts I picked up at Target for like $8.
Nice.
So big fan of this. So Austin Howell, super chat, boom, to help you buy Captain Rex. How did you know I was going to get Captain Rex? How did you know? So anyways, so we don't really have an agenda, so we'll kind of jump around wherever the three amigos here want to jump.
I thought you had an agenda. I just came. I just showed up. Yeah.
I have somewhat of an agenda, but I kind of want to kick it off with maybe that skull you got back there in that giant box. So do you
mean this guy?
Do you want to talk about that freaking beast of metal and armor?
Talk about it.
Well, I've been looking at this tonight for less time than I've been looking at you two. I legitimately opened this up while we were in pregame.
So we're ready for a six-scale skirmish right now.
Right?
I don't own that figure, so.
No. A few. I think I'm not sure how many people do at this point. Is this actually shipping?
I think it's just
Light
now
mode.
shipping. Yeah, I think it's just now shipping.
Yeah, but this is the Hot Toys Punisher War Machine that a friend sent to me. I'm gonna owe him something for it later. I don't know what. It's yet to be determined.
That's a different
But
stream.
so it's technically here on loan, I guess. To
Send
be
him
kept
some-
or not to be kept, I don't know. I'll be making a video of it at some point, maybe or maybe not. I don't know.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just gonna enjoy it. It's just one more War Machine in the War Machine arsenal.
Right?
Yeah.
So having the other war machines that I know you do, not even the neon ones, but the Infinity War Mark 6, right? 4, Mark 4.
Yeah.
4. Just first impressions? What are your thoughts between the two? Yeah, I know. It's all shiny. I get it.
It's not all shiny. There's matte in there too. Look at that. Isn't that cool?
It is cool.
There's like various bits of matte in with the shine, and I really, really dig it.
I'm super excited to see the video you come up with at whatever point that gets released. So.
It's actually currently uploading to Sideshow servers. It's going to go on their YouTube channel sometime in the next week or two. I had uploaded it before. They had some edit requests. It's 21 minutes long, but they were fine with that.
Yeah.
It's two figures in one. I've reviewed this glorious Neon Tech War Machine and the Neon Tech Iron Man 2.0, which is already back in the box. Was going to put this guy back in the box today, but I can't find the tiny little package where the batteries go. So that's been
worst.
delayed for the time being. And then, of course...
And then you're going to bring them over here?
No, I got this guy here, too.
Yeah,
and I'm going to bring him to your place. That's right.
Yeah, bring them over here so I can play with toys.
Because there's legitimately no room in the inn.
I've got a spot on the Marvel wall of stuff.
Yeah.
I think we can make room for that. But what initial thoughts on the Punisher versus maybe the Mark IV?
Well,
I mean, they're very similar.
Apples and oranges for the most part. I mean, when you get into the finery of it, I mean, the subtle details of it all, it's obviously based on the Mark III armor from Civil War. There's quite a few modifications to it, most notably the paint.
Right.
But these guns, I think this gun here on his left is the one from the War Machine armor. But there's this addition of this Gatling gun on the right hand side that's much more Punisher-esque. I've never owned the Mark III armor. I've never taken the time to get to know it intimately.
Yeah, I've never had it either.
I'm not entirely sure what the differences are. I'm gonna have to bust out some reference photos before I do the video, and then call them out there. If I even decide that it's worth the time. There may be so many that it would just take far too much time and effort to identify them all.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's looking mighty sweet. Or I could just tune into Guy's show on Sideshow where he opened this figure and gave it the.
Oh, he went through every bit of it.
He already went in depth with it for that show. So maybe I'll just step up and have a look at that and have him do my homework for me. Thanks, Guy.
Or just take his video and post it on your channel.
Yeah, I'll be like that kid, that slacker in high school. It's always stealing the answers from his homework from his best friend.
Right?
Yeah.
I saw a video today, and a guy. I don't know if you remember in school, they had those like stretchy, slimy hand things that you would. Stretch.
Yeah.
And it was a video of the guy. They were in school, and that was totally set up. I think it was a joke or whatever. But he totally took one of those and threw it at like a person in front of him's desk and took his paper and stole his paper. It was great. So Kent knows a good bit about Punisher War Machine in the comics. I'm on issue 4 of that run currently on my Marvel Unlimited app. I have been reading that, and he just straight up kills everybody because, Punisher.
Yeah.
Kent, you want to give us some insight on why that figure exists? I know it's from the video game, but you get that.
Yeah, the 1/6, that's Contest of Champions. I think you can kind of see the reference or logo at the top of the box, which that box looks great.
Yeah, I think that's Future Fight. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, I haven't played that game. It's a mobile game, which is I've never played it, so I don't know.
Can you guys read that, or is that backwards?
I read it. It's just backwards for you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're good.
But yeah, Punisher War Machine. I mean, as if anybody can make War Machine more deadly. Give it to Frank Castle and let him put some goodies, and nothing like having an arc reactor and taking on the Avengers.
Yeah.
And minus any soul or any reserve on killing anybody.
It actually comes with this sweet Frank Castle portrait that you can swap out for the head.
I saw that guy at Trader Joe's. So, yeah, I'm very tempted to pick that up, even though it fits nowhere in my collection at all, like nowhere.
Yeah, I think it's
awesome.
It's enough of a standout where if you weren't going to collect Hot Toys Iron Man figures to the extent that even that I have, let alone what so many other people have, I know I've seen collections that are much more extensive than mine.
Yeah. But
if you were just to pick one, and if Punisher was your jam, then this might be that one. It's the portrait of Frank is great. If either the video game or the comic book Punisher War Machine is your jam, then I think that you're going to have a hard time finding a more perfect representation of the character from that time in his story.
Yep, they did a Marvel Legend of that, didn't they? Kent, don't you have that?
I was gonna grab him, but I realized that it
was inappropriate.
He is all the way in the back of the case, and I would probably knock down like this whole entire section just to grab him.
Let's do it.
It would look like he set off a nuclear warhead on the shelf.
Yeah, yeah. Let's not tear up the shelf. I know how much of pain it is to get figures to stand up, so don't do that.
Yeah, yeah. We've all been there and experienced that.
So that's your. Have you picked up anything else in the past couple weeks?
No. I've between lockdown and being one of my biggest and most frequent freelance client is hasn't really folded yet, but I think that they're going to.
Gotcha.
But they've had no work for me, so I don't have any funds for collecting right now. I'm just kind of staying afloat.
Yay, toys.
Yes, so no toys at this point in time. Okay. It's just food. All the basic food groups.
Just do what me and Ryan do. Just sell all your stuff on Macari.
Boom, done.
I did dump a huge amount of figures recently. I'll probably dump some more before it's over with.
I've got a few I'm going to be parting with as well, and we may talk about that tonight.
Swapping.
Yeah, plum plotting. Kent, in 6 scale land, since we're talking about 6 scale, Kent has almost every Joker. Do you have every Heath Ledger Joker? Do you have everyone?
Heath Ledger.
He's got them all.
Can't see bank robber. He's kind of the angle in the glass right now. I tried moving the camera around, but he's kind of hiding back there. But he's back there.
That's a thing of beauty, brother.
Yeah, especially in a wall of Marvel.
Yeah.
Have all that. So, but Kent took the dive and ordered some figures. So Kent, why?
Well, my usual excuse for not picking up Marvel Hot Toys is I already have it with Marvel Legends. But seeing our friends at Hasbro have not done a great job with Spider-Verse for Marvel Legends, I had to get on board. And I got Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales Spider-Man pre-ordered.
Gotcha. I would be tempted to get the Marvel Legends if they made it for that film. I would be tempted. And I don't collect Marvel Legends anything, but I really like that film.
It's really weird. Someday I would love to just sit down and understand toys and movie rights. They did like all the 4-inch toys for Spider-Verse, and then the only thing Hasbro did for Marvel Legends was repackage the Miles Morales they already did and the Spider-Gwen that they already did, and like they didn't look anything like the movie.
Right. And they were all masked. They didn't have any head sculpts or anything, right?
They came with the head sculpts, but like Gwen Stacy, like she didn't have the half-shaved cut and everything, and the Miles didn't look anything like the animated. It was just the Ultimate Universe Miles.
Gotcha. I'm with you, man. I'm all in on the Spider-Verse. I know it doesn't fit anywhere here, but I just really love that film, and I love that they're. I think those would be very fun to photograph.
Yeah.
Don't you think so, Terry? I think that'd be a blast.
The Hot Toys figures, for sure, for me, would be immensely fun to photograph. Mostly because they, the unique challenges associated with photographing those animated paint jobs, or what I suspect would be challenges.
Yeah, with the lighting.
I really want to play with that. Which kind of actually this brings up a nice segue into one of the figures we want to talk about, and that being the Captain Rex 6 scale figure that was recently announced and put up for pre-order from Hot Toys on Sideshow's website.
Yeah.
But you guys both know, and then anybody who was watching when we were chatting about it on the Mega stream the other night, I was really, really pulling for an animated sculpt and paint job for that figure, and that's not what we got. What we got is extraordinary. It's the level of quality that we've come to expect from Hot Toys, and it looks great. It just would have been so. The anticipation for a line of sculpts based on those the animated paint jobs, the sculpts based on the animated versions of those characters would have been enough for me to just come right back in all in. as it stands, I'll be curious to see where they go, because at this point we
Right.
don't have live action versions of of a few of these characters that we hope to see. First that comes to mind would be like Cad Bane. Another one would be Ahsoka Tano would be the most obvious one.
Yeah. Hondo.
Hondo Ohnaka.
We need Hondo. I don't think we'll ever get a Hondo, but that would be amazing. I would love it.
Hey, well, I think we both share that opinion of Hondo.
I'd love a quarter scale Hondo. just to put it work and just have, like, for interviews, I'd be like, hey, if you don't know who that is, you're out.
If I were in charge of a collectibles company, I would probably commission a quarter scale Hondo just so people could look at me and say, why?
With his little buddy, I can't remember the little buddy's name, but with the Ugnaught.
Melch.
Is that what I can't remember his name.
Melch, yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely have him somewhere in the diorama base. It would be awesome. So.
He would be the exclusive. A dead Melch.
A dead one. Well, he sacrificed. I mean, he knows.
but he still lived.
Yeah. Well, it's cartoons, man. But I share your thoughts on and your hopes and your I'm gonna use a Vader. I shared your aspirations.
I'm trying not to joke on him.
For the animated Rex, and I know, and based on the chats in the Facebook group, and on Instagram and YouTube and wherever else, I know, and Reddit. Oh my God, Reddit's blowing up. I know there's a large portion of the collector community that really wanted the animated sculpt, and while I really wanted the animated sculpt, I was being somewhat selfish because I thought, and I may be, I don't have any inside knowledge. None of us do. I don't know anything. Okay. But I thought that the best chance for us to get an Ahsoka was to have an animated sculpt. That was my thought. So
unless, and hear me out, unless Hot Toys has some insider knowledge, and they do know that Rosario Dawson will wind up playing Ahsoka Tano in this coming season of Mandalorian. And they're waiting on that. They're going to get likeness rights for her, and they're going to give us They're going to create for us to buy.
They're going to sell us
a 6-scale Ahsoka Tano based on a Rosario Dawson with the Rosario Dawson portrait.
Yeah, I think
which is great.
That's too old for Jeddah. Jeddah needs the young Ahsoka.
Ooh.
I mean, you know. I like the animated look. I like the animated look. I'm not talking season 1 Clone Wars. I'm not talking that. But season 7 Clone Wars, I mean, that would be awesome in a figure. What are your thoughts on the animated versus live action Rex?
I mean, again, if everybody just wants animated because they want Ahsoka, I mean, maybe it'll work out. I guess the thing that confuses me is he's got the helmet that represents her, so I'm kind of leaning towards there's one coming. My prediction, and you know, I never get anything right on these live streams. I feel like she was going to be a Star Wars Celebration announcement.
Oh, and I'd be okay with that.
Just like to point out that in the chat on YouTube, Ethan S Productions says goes along with Cody. That's why.
That's a valid point.
That's not a. I don't know. That's not important to me.
No. I mean,
Cody.
one's from Revenge of the Sith, one's from Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Right.
Live action, animated.
Yeah, I don't think that's a. I don't think that's a reason. Yeah. I think that's a result.
I think they already had the sculpt and they could paint his hair yellow. I don't know. I really don't know. Regardless,
the hair's different. The hair's completely different. And I think I haven't compared the two. I haven't put images of both of them side by side.
They're pretty
similar. It seemed to me at first glance that there were some minor differences in the portrait.
Yeah, they tweaked it. I mean, it's not like a direct copy, but because they all. It's close.
Like with the Sideshow clones, every single one of the commanders that they came out with had modest improvements on the portrait up until they just nailed it. In my mind, they nailed it with the Rex 2.0 that they released.
I agree.
By the way, that's an interesting point.
Yeah.
Your Phase 1 Captain Rex has not been made redundant by this figure.
Right.
Yeah, there is no Phase 1 helmet going on with this Captain Rex figure, so that's cool.
Yeah, but Phase 2, for those proud individuals who paid $700 or $800 or $600 for that figure in the last 2 months, week, yesterday.
Yeah, there's going to be some enraged people out there right now.
I'm calling this right now. So there was one that went on, that was live on eBay yesterday. It was like one bid on it for $700 for a Phase 2 Rex. And then Hot Toys drops this announcement. And my thought process is anybody who's spending $700 on the action figure is in the community and they know what that's about. It ain't some rookie just going out there. That's my thought. Adequate. So I think that seller is going to get stiffed and they ain't getting paid.
Probably so.
My prediction.
Bob Smith asks, any advice for new 6-scale collectors?
Yes.
Get out while you still can.
Run away.
Yeah.
Run away. Run far away. Don't look back.
Yeah, Bob, I would stay tuned because I actually have some notes in my notebook here of a video I'm going to do. It's an introduction to 6-scale and a guide for new collectors. So stay tuned. Whole nother video. Yeah. But here's the deal.
Ryan's notebook. I switched it out last time. I have all of his ideas for video.
Is that Multiple Man?
Multiple Man.
Or was it who is it? Morph?
Harry, do you have this?
No, this came with a Funko box. He ain't got this.
No. No, I don't.
You're not. He's an X-Men trainee.
I was looking around for my Star Wars one. I was going to shame you guys with it.
I've got a Star Wars one of the office. I got this one here. But yeah, so the animated deal. And I think you're right about the Phase 1 definitely is not obsolete. Phase 2, I'll be honest with you guys, I have owned the Phase 2 Rex, and I know Terry does or has.
I have them all.
It's a solid figure. I would not be afraid to buy that figure. Even now, I wouldn't be afraid to buy it. I wouldn't buy it for $700. But if I could get that figure for $250 or so, I would not be upset paying that for that figure at all.
That's the thing that I was going to bring up, and I'm going to back you up 100% on that, Ryan, because I don't. If you currently own the Captain Rex 6-scale figure from Sideshow 2.0, and you're wondering if you should sell it and buy the Hot Toys figure, that's a judgment call, obviously, first of all. But in the meantime, let me just tell you that I don't know that it's necessary. I don't know that it is. I think that what you're going to get is you're going to get some improved, tighter sculpts on the DL15. I think that is what it's called. You're going to get a tighter sculpt on the carbine, because I think Sideshow might have made those a little too big.
Yeah, the little flap, the little piece that falls off all the time, that won't happen. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I really couldn't see much of an improvement in the sculpts
or the paint.
I did see some speculation out there online today that somebody was saying, I think it was a YouTuber, was saying that it seems like that he seemed to remember that Hot Toys had a great deal to do with the development of the clones.
I think they supplied the bodies.
They supplied that, yeah, and that's common knowledge. I'm not. If anybody out there who's from Sideshow is watching this and saying, "Oh, he's talking about production," no, I'm not. I'm not.
Everybody knows
it isn't common knowledge. Sideshow made that very public at the time that they released this. It was part of a thing that went on. They revealed this stuff at SDCC when they revealed the figures. That Hot Toys helped them make the body. They didn't design it all themselves. It was a collaboration. Everything else, though, the sculpts, the armor bits, all that, the clothing, the fabrication of the clothing, that was all done in-house at Sideshow. So
I prefer, and I'll go on record with this, I prefer the Sideshow hands that have the attached pegs already in them, and you just pull out the pegs. I prefer that model of changing out hands.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of the fact that you get a peg with every hand with Sideshow.
Yeah, I love that.
That's something that as Sideshow, that as Hot Toys has demonstrated, they don't have to do it, but they do. They do it anyway, and I think that's to their credit that they do that.
And you get a lot if you're going even the phase 2 Rex, you got a lot more. You got some more gesturing hands in this new release by Hot Toys. You're getting some more gesturing hands than we've gotten with other troopers, which is awesome. That's good. Mm-hmm. Not your standard 2 fists, 2 blasters, and 2 waving hands. You're actually getting some signaling hands and whatever. But If somebody were to offer me the Phase 2 Rex today for $250, I'd probably buy it. Even though I will definitely get the Hot Toys one a year from now, I would have a year to enjoy that figure in my collection.
Yeah.
I would do it. So, and can't.
I think also what we'll see is we'll probably see a tighter fit of the armor.
Oh, yeah. He was very posable. Like the range of motion on that body was insane.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that from like a first order trooper. You're not going to get any of that.
Keep in mind also with the Sideshow figure, you also get the action feet, which I almost never use, but there are uses for the action feet.
Yep.
And you also have such a huge variety of hands. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the Hot Toys figure comes with that many hands, right?
No, I don't think so.
You get gesturing hands, like 2 fingers.
You're going to get, I want to say you're going to get 7 hands.
You get this finger. You get this hand, right? That's one of the hands.
Minus 5 points to Terry. If this was a Star Wars live stream, we'd have to fight, but it's not. That's not. Clones aren't even physically able to do that gesture. I don't think.
I just see Mr. This Is the Way has pointed out that is saying something. There's a discussion going on about the Hot Toys Phase 2 Rex. Just for the uninitiated, just are uninformed at this point. Hot Toys and Sideshow are 2 completely different companies. One distributes for the other. Sideshow has several 6-scale figures. They did a huge run of clones back in the day. They stopped releasing those clones back in, I think, 2014 or 2015. Hot Toys has, up until introducing the Commander Cody, a 6-scale figure last year, has not dipped their feet into the world of clones, but now it looks like they're going to. There is a difference. It's probably academic for the most part during a discussion, but if you really want to get specific, then it's the Sideshow Phase 2 Rex that we're talking about here.
Yep. The Hot Toys Rex comes with 7 hands.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And then he's got the Rising Phoenix, which was an interesting addition. Which, I mean, the Sideshow one had the backpack too, but it didn't have the little blaster effects, I don't think. We get the visor that pops down. We got the little whatever the heck that piece that attaches to the left.
The flashlight.
And then obviously we got his 2 blaster pistols because you gotta have. I mean, you gotta have those. And then we get the Ahsoka helmet, which I don't think is wearable because there are no photos of him wearing it. Which he didn't wear it in the show, so I don't know why he would. But
no, I think that. Well, here's why I think they will, and this just came to me in a flash of inspiration when you brought it up. So thanks for the inspiration, Ryan.
You're welcome.
If we ever do get a 6-scale Ahsoka Tano figure to put in our collections, then you can always have him holding the helmet for her the way that he was holding the helmet for her when she was being introduced to her own regiment.
Right.
Yeah. So
which we don't know the.
Cool.
Do we know what? Are they still 501st? Or are they something else? I don't know that we ever got an answer to that.
That was never defined, was it?
No.
They said they would divide the 501st.
Right.
They didn't say that they would rename the division of the 501st that was given to Ahsoka.
So it's 501.5.
Commander.
I'll accept that.
Yeah, that's canon, by the way.
Yeah.
Kent,
canon.
Kent, if you were in the Star Wars collecting game, would you have a preference at live action or animated?
Don't get me wrong. I definitely spent a few hours looking at Rex with Cody, looking at Rex with Anakin, thinking about how I needed Obi-Wan if I got Cody. It's like
that's how it goes.
All those just mind blown how many other Hot Toys you have to get if you buy the one. But
Harold Green.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kent. I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought you were done.
No, Harold Green. Let's hear what he's got.
332nd Company.
Is that what it is?
That's Ahsoka's. Apparently, that's Ahsoka's. The 332nd.
I'm gonna Google that Harold Green.
Well, it's also coming from Harold said it first, but it's also coming from Ethan S. Productions and Night of Ren 789. So those 3 combined, I take that as gospel.
All right. I think they're right.
Mm-hmm.
Based on Wikipedia, But Wikipedia can be wrong, and those three never are. So there you go. 332nd. Wow.
You see if Harold Green was the author of the Wikipedia?
It was posted on April 3rd. I don't know how that's even possible because it didn't get released then. Yeah, I don't know. No, it doesn't say Harold Green is the author.
Okay, so they're the 332nd company of the 501st Legion.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
So they're still
We learned something
501st.
new today.
Yeah. Short answer, they're still 501st.
So with the photo of Rex, and Kent touched on something very important right there in it for a beginning collector. I think it was very big because Kent exercised restraint. And his
what?
Yeah,
Only Heath Ledger Jokers.
Yeah, only he.
Okay.
He said something important. He says if I saw Rex and then I saw how they had him posed with Cody and then Anakin, and then he knew if he got Anakin, he'd have to have the Master Obi-Wan.
That's a crucial thing to think about. You have to foresee that cascading effect that will occur. I mean, it's going to happen.
Versus getting a Punisher War Machine, which is a standalone figure, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to think display. You got to think how you're going to enjoy your collection, and what. I guess this is where I go to with mine because I've gone through this journey several times in 6-scale collecting. Is what do I want my collection to look like, and what do I enjoy? And that's when I started going full force Star Wars and put some Marvel stuff to the side. I obviously didn't get rid of all of it, but Troopers, I just love the Star Wars films, and I wanted those representations. And I knew that whatever they came out with, I would just end up getting one way or the other.
Right.
I knew that was going to happen. If I had to start over again, and I get this asked all the time, if I had to buy my first figure, my first Star Wars figure, I would just get Troopers, and I wouldn't get anything else. I would just get Troopers.
That's kind of where I'm at. I'm right there with you. The Troopers thing. The thing about that is that the Trooper releases are so prolific that you can feed that collecting bug pretty frequently.
Yeah.
You
don't have to worry about relationships. Usually with Troopers. You don't have to worry about the connection of Anakin and Obi-Wan, and then if you get the light side of Anakin, then you've got to get Dooku because it chops his head off, and if you get Dooku, then you got to get battle droids. It's like.
Whereas with Troopers or military, it all boils down to aesthetics.
Exactly.
I like the look of the Shock Trooper, but I really don't need a Stormtrooper commander. You know, it's
Right. I like red versus blue.
Mm-hmm.
You do have to buy those deluxe boxes that comes with more Troopers.
Right.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kit.
Or have a graveyard where you can dig out Trooper parts.
Right.
That's probably what it's going to come to. I'm going to be like Pablo Escobar and just have 6-scale figures buried in my backyard.
Josh Pence says, "I no longer have restraint." And I'm thinking of the meme, one of us. I think you gotta have some of this restraint. And I do, because that's why I don't currently own that Punisher War Machine. As awesome as that thing looks, and I guarantee you it is amazing in person, no doubt about it. And I would love to photograph it.
The gauntlet has been thrown down.
That thing's like $450, and
what?
Yeah.
Really?
It's a war machine. It's cheap. It's not cheap.
I thought it was like $380.
Is it?
Wow.
Well, okay. Well, since you put it that way, no. Okay, it's $400.
The Mark 6 war machine.
The big one, the Iron
Patriot.
Yeah.
That thing's like $480.
Yeah. Well, by the time you get $25 in shipping and sales tax and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see. You're thinking of total the pack.
Yeah, I'm thinking of all it. And it's by the time you do that, I can get 2 Troopers.
Yeah.
It's like a stimulus check.
Yep. That stimulus check, I can get 5 Troopers. But what I was saying is, if I had to start over, I would get Troopers. And I get asked this all the time, and this is my one piece of advice for new collectors. If you're collecting Star Wars, I tell everybody the same thing. Go to Sideshow's site. Buy the Return of the Jedi Trooper, the regular one. Don't even worry about the deluxe. Just get the regular Trooper.
Yeah, you don't need that stand.
And enjoy the crap out of it. Because articulation's awesome. It doesn't have the rubber suit. It's iconic. It's everything you need, and it's under $200, and just enjoy it. You know?
My active collecting limits for Star Wars are Empire Strikes Back.
Boom. So you're looking for a Hoth Rebel Trooper.
I'm not looking. Okay, that's.
It would be awesome though.
Would I get it? Yeah.
Okay.
Am I looking for it? No.
No.
I'm in a place right now where I'm comfortable with what I've got.
Yeah, that's a good place to be.
So I'm not sitting here pining for figures that aren't on my shelf.
Yeah,
that
me
being
neither.
said,
Yeah.
if and when they drop the announcement for the Bespin Han Solo,
Ooh.
I'm going to be out $250.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
No question. I mean, do you have the Leia, the red garm red Leia?
No, I don't.
I'm on the fence with that one. I probably will end up with it, but
yeah. I don't.
It's going to be one of those that like I sleep on and then it sells out and it goes for $600.
I expect that to happen. So if you're going to get it, I would get it in the next in less than a month. I would
at least put a deposit on it and hook it up.
Because and again, I don't have, again, as said at the beginning, I don't have any insider information on this, but judging by what happened with me when I waited on Hoth Leia, you don't want to be left in the same creek that I was in. Yeah.
So can we talk about Kent this week? Can we talk about Mandalorian? Can we talk about Mandalorian? Can we do that here?
Yeah,
sure. There he goes. Ba-doom. So this week,
I rewatched the first season.
You did?
Yeah, like over the weekend.
Nice. What a great show! I just love the soundtrack. I'll put the soundtrack on and I'll just drive to back and forth.
I watched the last 4 episodes a couple nights ago.
Nice.
And binged them. Just watched them.
Wow.
I was up until 1 or 2 in the morning.
It goes so fast now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this week, they have not even this week, but the past couple weeks, there've been just bombs. Actually, this week's been 2 weeks or the last 7 days. There's been bombs dropping all over the internet with the Mandalorian, and I'm somewhat excited about it, and I'm also somewhat salty that they keep dropping this stuff. I kind of wish they would exercise the restraint like they did with the child, with everything else. Like, nobody knew the child was a thing till it happened. And now there's just like, they're dropping stuff all over the place. And I'm like, save me, give me something to be surprised by.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, Terry.
No, you go ahead and go first, Kent. I'll wrap that one up.
I think there's still going to be a surprise. I think we got announcements for the first season that was kind of like, oh, there's going to be a Cara Dune character, and I think there was plenty to anticipate and then surprise the child. So there might still be something that we don't know about.
Well, I'm sure there is something we don't know about. I just wish
with what they're revealing to us, I mean, if that's what they're choosing to reveal, and they're holding back something big, what the hell could it be? Boba Fett, Bo-Katan, Ahsoka Tano.
It's pretty big.
That's pretty much those 3 would be. Actually, I was going to say I can't say Boba Fett would be at the top of my wish list because I actively didn't want him to be in the show.
Yeah, I didn't really care for that.
There's
some impact that has. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but I'm with. Those are some pretty big characters. And here's Favreau trying to merge the galaxies, merge the 2 universes together, which is the same universe, but they're trying to merge and make it, cohesive. And I can 100% appreciate that. But I don't know how the heck they're going to work that in. I don't know.
Well, and again, think about season 1. So we knew Taika Waititi. Everybody was like, oh, it's a IG robot. Is it going to be IG-88? Then we eventually found out that it was 11. So
right.
I know the hype probably wasn't as big as it is this time around, but I feel like there was a lot of stuff that was kind of out there. And then, like characters that we thought would be like all 8 episodes being like 20 minutes and stuff. So I think there's still a few surprises.
Well, the reason I wanted to bring up the Mando and the drops is because when they announced Boba Fett was going to be in, or the actor was going to be in the film, the 6-scale figures jumped through the roof.
Yeah,
the prices jumped through the roof.
Yeah, you showed me that today. When you showed me what the animated Fett was going for, I was just jaw hit the floor, and thank God the jaw has more cushion these days.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So anytime there is, and this is whether you're collecting Funko Pops or 6-scale or statue, I guess statues can be the same thing. I don't know if this happens in Legends so much because they make so many of them. It might. I don't know. But anytime a major cinema event happens, or a character, a loved character or a followed character has something exciting drop in the news, the entire community, if they don't own something, they have to go buy that thing.
Right.
The race is on. They know that everybody else is probably experiencing the same kind of impulse that they are.
And it's FOMO, fear of missing out.
There you go.
FOMO,
That's
right? And so the animated Fett, it's jumped to $500 or $600, which is a cool figure. Don't get me wrong, very cool figure. But for $600, I mean, mine's going to go on the auction block. I'm telling you right now, because that'll.
You're going to let it go?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to give me it'll give me 2 Captain Rexes, or it'll give me Rex and Cody, who I have way more attachment to than the animated Fett.
Yeah.
For me personally. Now, somebody else might go, "You're crazy. I love animated Fett." That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm more about that's one of my completest things.
Yeah.
Fett happens to fall under the umbrella of Empire.
Yep.
So, for my purposes, that's just enough for me to just get whichever Fett that comes out.
All of them.
So I have them all, as you know, and I've already ordered the original, the classic Fett that they've just announced too, which I think was supposed to be. I think that was going to be the con exclusive, because that's going to ship like immediately.
Yeah, they got it. They got it in a warehouse. That's where they got it.
Yeah. So I'll have that in my hands pretty soon, I guess.
And you'll never ever take it out of the box.
I don't know that I will. It's
going to be one heck of a review.
I'll tell you what. I will take it out of the box. I will review it, and then I'll put it back in the box, and that's how we'll display it. Yeah.
But you have then it's got human germs and stuff on it, and the plastic will be off the hands and the boots and the. I think you got to get 2 of them.
You're evil and you must be destroyed.
That's how Kent does. No, Kent just takes his out of the box. He don't care about boxes.
Getting back to Boba Fett, if I can chime in on that just a little bit here, I actively oppose the notion of having Boba Fett in there, because I actively, as cool as I think the design of the character is and everything, I actually think that Boba Fett is, as a character so far, has been pretty pathetic. Hasn't showed a lot of growth. Has just been a pathetic. It's probably too harsh to say loser, but we've never seen him win at anything.
Nope.
And he's mainly illustrated that he has daddy issues. That's his primary motivating force. His anger and his rage at the Jedi, who he thinks killed his father. He didn't want to take any ownership for his father's actions that got him killed in the first place. He just has a child's understanding of what happened to his father, and that's what's driving his existence. So that being said, and also the notion that I just don't like the passion with which people seem to glorify the Boba Fetts and the Darth Vaders and the Krennics. It's like, these are the bad guys, people.
Right.
You're not supposed to cheer for them. They look cool, but what they do is vile, and you can't forget that when you have to maintain your grip on reality and just understand that. You can dig the look and the design of the character, but you really shouldn't be worshiping or admiring what they do as characters.
I blame John Williams for their awesome music.
Yeah, the music, sure. The Fett thing, though, now that we know we're going to have pretty much beyond a shadow of a doubt Boba Fett in Mandalorian, I'm comfortable with it because I'm confident that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau will give that character the arc that he needs to make him more interesting than he has been so far.
I'm with you. He's got to win something. He's got to bring something to the table that goes like he's the guide. You know, he's got to be coming in here going, dude, you know, I've been here, I've done that, and you know what I mean? He's got to take that role. If he's just some one-off character like the one we had in that one episode, I can't remember the name of the episode, but the young fella.
The gunslinger.
The gunslinger, right. If he just comes in and does that and he's out of here, then he has done that character no justice whatsoever, and it should have just been some other random no-name guy.
Yeah, you can say that at least they're consistent with the character in that regard. But really, if you're going to bring Boba Fett in, then again, when I say give him an arc, I'm not really interested in seeing him win if he's going to keep being a bad guy. What I am interested in is actually showing some growth. Yeah. And learning from his mistakes and growing as a person, becoming better to the point that he's maybe not just a straight up villain, but maybe at the very least something of an anti-hero.
I mean,
becomes more compassionate.
What if he doesn't even wear the armor?
Yeah, he wasn't wearing the armor in the bit that we saw him in at the end of the Gunslinger.
Right. He still had
no armor there.
He's not sneaking up on anybody in those shoes.
Nah, not with that jingle.
So he's definitely not a ninja now. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Caden says Fett has so much following, I still to this day can't understand why. It's the look. I mean, it's totally,
it really is.
And nothing else. I mean, you can't be following because you want to cheer for the guy that got Han Solo captured by the Empire and encased in carbonite and turned him over to Jabba the Hutt. I mean, are you seriously not going to cheer for Han Solo?
He didn't even catch him.
You didn't even catch him, you know?
But
I mean, Vader caught
him out the Empire like a bitch, and then the Empire caught him and gave him over to them. He just let the Empire do his dirty work.
We wouldn't even have Mandalorians if it wasn't for the Fett Man.
True story.
And they're not even his people.
That is a valid point.
Josh.
Yeah.
Said Josh went ahead and bought Krennic. Congratulations, Josh. Caden also just bought Krennic. Congratulations, Caden. I have not bought Krennic yet, but I will because it's Rogue One, and that's just it is what it is. But Josh says, since I'm in the habit of spending money tonight, here you go. He bought me a cup of coffee. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's Krennic looks great. Krennic is one of those characters that you'd be okay not having because of the cost of the figure, but if you're going to collect Rogue One, you kind of got to have it. It's a necessary evil, I guess.
Yeah.
It's one of and I'm obviously going down that road, so it's whatever. If they make something that says Rogue One on the box, I will own it. Period. If I had to sell everything else to just get that, I would do that.
I got a few boxes I can write Rogue One on.
That's one way to do it.
Thank you very much, Kent. But we got Boba Fett that was announced, the vintage repaint that was announced, right? Then we get the Vader. Same Vader in a different box. With a higher price tag, I think. I think it had a higher price tag.
Yeah, I think they jacked it up a little bit, and they've got the classic box. I think that too was going to be a convention exclusive. I think that was going to be their whole thing.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, you got to have something. I get it. That's only Star Wars. We don't know what Marvel was going to drop.
Boom.
So that'll be interesting to see.
We might get our Peter P. Parker.
That would be cool. Another animated Parker from Spider-Verse. That would be cool.
With the beer gut?
Yeah, with the beer gut. Spider-Man Noir would be pretty sick. I'd be in on that. I mean, yeah. I hope they don't make too many figures from that because I don't want 17 Spider people.
Well, I didn't mention it earlier, but Spider-Ham is a piece with Spider-Gwen.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really cool, right?
I like it. I like everything about those two figures. I really do.
Yeah.
I think Spider-Gwen's priced a little high for what it is. Smaller figure and whatever.
I feel like that's because of Spider-Ham, though, right?
Is it?
You're basically getting two figures in one. I mean, I know that it's not posable. But
I had not considered that.
Yeah. So
I think the head's on a ball joint. I think it'll rotate. I think that's about it. But or swivel. But I had not considered that. That might be right.
Spider-Ham never gets any respect.
Dang.
That's cool, dude.
So many accessories.
Classic. Nice work.
So was that I got
individual piece, Kent?
I came Marvel Legends.
Did it come with another figure or on its own?
No, it came with a Build-A-Figure piece.
Okay, all right, that
For
fits.
$20 for that little piece.
Hey, the Build-A-Figure piece was huge.
Okay. Troopers wise, I just filmed the showcase of this guy. So I'll edit it and it'll be out in the next couple days or so, and I'm working on it. So Mud Trooper was another surprise in the 6L community because it's already waitlisted and it's not even like out shipping. It's waitlisted crazy. Did they not make enough of them because the solo film didn't do so hot? Or do you think just people freaking just really love this look?
I don't know. I don't know. It's
I don't know either.
It's interesting because we were teased Minban Trooper. We were teased. What's the name of the Disco Trooper? The Snow Trooper.
Yeah, Disco Trooper. I like that better.
Yeah. We were teased that the Pimp
Trooper.
The Pimp Troopers. Yeah, we were teased those, and of course they never came to light, and that was because of the lukewarm reaction to the film, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that I would hope that Hot Toys is learning from watching what happens with figures like the Shore Trooper, like the Death Trooper Deluxe. That even though, and yeah, granted, Rogue One was a smash hit compared with the likes of Solo.
Sure.
But that was, again, a blink and you miss it kind of a character. They weren't. I don't think anybody's tallied the total screen time for the Shore Trooper, but it wasn't much.
It was way more than the Patrol Trooper. The Patrol Trooper had 3 seconds of screen time. He went on his speeder to chase him, crashed, and that was it.
But again, the same thing. I mean, I'm sure that the Patrol Trooper didn't see that many numbers released. I think they did two waves of it. Yeah, they did two waves of it. It still wasn't enough.
Yeah,
so they were very conservative with that release.
I'm going to go ahead and predict right now, if you guys don't jump on this one, it's the next Shore Trooper. It's going to be $500-$600 all day long. Because it's so different than anything else that in the display if you're collecting troopers in Star Wars, it's a standout piece. Like
it is a standout piece.
So and it's not like your first order trooper, or even if you got a even the Jedha Patrol Trooper that's got some weathering to it versus a regular Stormtrooper is not a standout piece versus like this. This is like totally another world, literally.
I was disappointed they didn't do the recruiting officer that named him Solo.
Yeah, that's a point of contention.
I would have bought that guy.
You would have bought the guy in the booth?
Yeah, the guy that named Han Solo. That's history.
Oh, who's your people?
Freaking ball gag trooper.
Collector Zone says, "What do you think about Hot Toys releasing popular or re-releasing popular figures?" I don't really.
This is my take. I have a very clear formed opinion on that.
Oh shoot.
It's obviously a money grab on their part when they do.
Clearly,
it's a smart business move. I won't fault them for that. What I can fault them on is the potential damage that it does to the notion of collecting as a whole. Because if they do it too many times, then eventually that will create conflict in the demand of a given figure. People are going to hold off on trying to acquire, say, a Hot Toys Diecast Mark V for $900, $1,000, $1,200, whatever they're going for these days, because they're certain that they'll be able to get it for $400 when they re-release it and during the eventual re-release.
Right.
That person who's holding out, that person who held out for buying that figure at $800, thinking that they were going to re-release it, now has to pay $1,000 or $1,200 if they want to get it.
Right.
So I just feel like for the integrity of the hobby,
you can't predict when they're going to do.
Yeah.
So you can't really make an informed decision.
Yeah, and I don't understand the rhyme or reason that goes into making that decision.
Yeah.
There have been occasions where I would have sworn they would not have re-released something. I want to say the most recent one was the Mark 47.
Yeah, exactly.
And people asked me, are they going to re-release this? I was like, there's no way. And sure enough, it's on pre-order right now. So Yeah, I just, don't ask me, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, people are asking that same question now about the Anakin Skywalker that recently sold out everywhere. The light side and the dark side Anakin, because that guy's going for $600 now too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not a safe investment.
It's
You got to take care of that. If you're going to have that figure, anybody out there watching this right now, if you want to buy that Anakin Skywalker figure, great. It's a glorious figure, but you got to take care of it. Yeah. If you live in a humid environment and don't have climate control, for instance, don't get it.
Yeah, it's going to flake.
Just make sure that you take really good care of that figure. Don't store it in your attic. Don't store it in a closet if it's going to be denied access to climate control. I know a couple of my closets here in the house, I have to be very careful not to put figures in them, because if I go too high in the closet, then it picks up the heat from the attic. Mm-hmm. And I don't want that interfering with the quality of my figures. So, yeah, but long story short, if you're going to, that pleather stuff, if you don't take care of it, it's not going to take care of you.
Yeah,
so.
Just Google photos of the Winter Soldier.
Ooh.
Right.
And you'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't they Hasbro does re-release it. They're doing it with the Star Wars Black Series right now. They're doing the archive wave, right? They're doing re-releases. So we've seen companies re-release figures that they saw the market go. They're watching the demand in the secondary market for figures to go up. And they're watching, guys. Let me just throw it out there. They're watching, and they've made a conscious decision. At least Hasbro has, and they're re-releasing everything. So if you thought Black Series was somewhat of an investment, you're screwed. I mean, it ain't. You should get them, enjoy them, and know that money is gone.
Exactly.
It's gone, because no joke, they're going to re-release it in a heartbeat. Hot Toys, on the other hand, there's no, like Terry said, there's no rhyme or reason to anything being re-released. None. I mean, if they came out next week and said, this was going to be an SDCC exclusive, we're re-releasing the Heath Ledger Joker. I mean, that would piss a lot of people off.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, it really would.
Hot Toys.
Mm-hmm. There's a certain element out there that buy into these things because they think that it's going to be an investment, which I know everybody here agrees with me. That's something you should never ever do. Well, hi, Dobby. Dobby's here.
What's up, Dobby?
You
shouldn't do that. I do think you should watch the market, and if you have something you don't really love that much and it's going up in price, you should sell it while you can.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll never fault anybody, Ryan, looking at you right now, for selling something that if it helps to feed their collection or if they can profit off of it. I mean, what's the sense in judging somebody or shaming somebody or trying to shame? There's nothing to be ashamed of in that regard.
No.
For trying to get the going rate for a treasured collectible.
Not at all.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll give you an example right now. I got
there's nothing in this room that I won't part with for the right amount of cash.
Let me tell you right now, this guy right here, this bobblehead is going for more than the Captain Rex Hot Toy figure.
You just paid for your Captain Rex, bro.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like having rare pieces in the collection. I enjoy them. I like saying, hey, look, I got this. It's super rare. It's valuable. I get that. I do. I've got rare stuff. But at some point, you got to make the decision for yourself. All right.
Yeah.
But at some point, I'm going, I can take money out of the bank account, or I can take this piece of plastic and trade it for a different piece of plastic. And I'd just rather take a piece of plastic and trade it for a piece of plastic.
My first hot toy was a Funko Pop.
Exactly. I mean, this was $15. This was $15 retail, and I can trade it for a 6-scale figure 2 years later. And somebody wants to give me grief over that, and whatever. I don't really care. But
yeah,
it's you do your collection, I'll do mine. That's how it works. It's one of those things. But I talk about it all the time. Let your collection pay you for a collection. That's how it should work.
Quick question for you.
Yeah.
This one comes from Bob Smith, no relation. He wants to know. He was asking me, but I'm gonna pass it along to you guys too. What's your favorite Hot Toys 6-scale figure, or your favorite Star Wars Hot Toy?
Star Wars Hot Toy.
Yeah.
Kent.
Favorite Star Wars.
If you had one.
I really like the Mythos Deadpool.
Good answer.
Good answer. He's in a box right now somewhere around here.
It's a good answer.
He's right here in his box.
I'm still trying to think. Yeah.
That's an unlicensed figure, Kent.
I would go. I'd go with the Fett Man. Ryan often catches me staring at his Fets when we're in between videos. I definitely like the Fets.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Josh.
Or Brian, what do you think?
Josh says, "Don't you dare sell something out of your collection." How dare I sell something of my own? Dang it! What was I thinking?
Ryan, I think we know what yours is, right?
Oh, mine's K2SO. Without
K2SO?
Yeah,
Okay.
K2. I mean, I've got plenty, and K2SO wins every time. It's because of the connection to the character, not necessarily the design of the figure.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So, yeah.
Yeah, I just, man.
Yeah.
Don't make me choose.
I really do. I'm going to tell you, I really do like the Attack of the Clones Yoda a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I really do like it a lot. But it can't be K2SO. So.
I'm really digging the Luke Skywalker Deluxe from Last Jedi.
Ooh, I don't have that one.
Yeah, it's a strong figure with a lot of accessories, and it poses really well, and the portrait is pretty much perfect.
I want that one for the windswept hair.
Yeah. And if we were going to expand it to Sideshow, that might make the decision a little bit harder for me, because I've got a lot of favorites from Sideshow. Their probe droid is on point. It's a beautiful piece. All their bounty hunters are tight. Yeah, it's I don't know. There's just so many, and I have so many that it's just impossible for me to choose.
Yeah.
I think at some point I would have just said any clone.
Boom.
But there have been a lot that have come out between now and then. The clones still have a special place in my heart. That's why I'm not getting rid of any of them. They'll probably be the last 6-scale figures that I sell. The clone troopers will.
Did Sideshow do the E-Web gun?
They did. I've got it over here to my right.
It's impressive how awesome that thing looks.
It's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a photo of it or two up on my if you got me on Flickr, or if you're following me on Instagram, you can find at least one photo of a snowtrooper rocking that cannon.
I would love to have that 2-pack of the Hot Toys Snowtroopers, but that price they're going for now, whew,
what's it going?
like $700.
Yeah.
That hurts my feelings, man. Hurts my. I mean, it's not terrible, but two of them. I mean, it's not. It came out a long time. But if I got those two, I'd have to get the E-Web. So it's not $700; it's $1,000.
Yep. Yeah, because you got to hunt one of those down, and you're not going to pay the $200 that it originally went for.
No, not at all. So I don't own a snowtrooper, so it's fine. Yeah. I got the first order snowtroopers, and they are nowhere near as cool, but I have them. So, yep. So we've been on here an hour.
Okay.
If you guys, I'll let you guys decide if you want to wrap it up or if you want to talk for a few minutes.
I'm good. I was supposed to chat with a friend sometime around 10. I haven't heard from him yet. So,
okay. So if you guys have questions in the chat, we'll hang out for a few more minutes. We're not going to be here for hours and hours, but talk 6-scale collecting and whatnot. I did record the video on the Mud Trooper. It'll be out in the next couple days. I'm working on the stuff that I do with my videos. I'm trying to have some fun with it. I will tell you, just as a point to be mindful of, if you are happen to give this figure, this respirator is on an elastic band that is tight on the face sculpt, and it is a matter of time before you get bleed from one to the other. It's just gonna happen.
That's an interesting thing to bring up too, not just the bleeding thing, but my track record with the elastics that come with these figures has not been a good one.
No.
More often than not, the elastics wind up being like a quarter, like one of those socks that won't stay up, or your underwear. Yeah, when your underwear elastic wears out, it's very similar breakdown to that. But this one's fresh out of the box. Snake Eyes I just sold that wound up having a broken elastic. So
hey guys,
it's a gorgeous figure, and I will be getting a second one because I want one with the helmet, one without the helmet. That's just. Call me crazy, whatever. I wish I'd done that with the Shore Trooper, so I'm not going to make that mistake on this one. I'm going to have two of them. But just be mindful of that.
Yeah.
Be mindful of that.
Got a couple more questions here. Nerdified wants to know what you guys think of the vintage Boba Fett, and are you getting it? I liked the look of it at first and wasn't going to get it, and then I changed my mind. So I have it booked. The packaging is what sold me, as we talked about earlier. I don't think either of you guys are, right?
I'm not. It's not for me. No, not at least not today. It's not for me. Now, if you get it, start taking photos of maybe, I don't know, but
when I get it, it's going to be more about that comparison video that I've been promising to do for all the Hot Toys Fets and Hot Toys and Sideshow Fets for the longest time. And I'm just the long and the short of it is I'm waiting for the Fets to be done shipping because we know we've got. I've been waiting on Django, and now we've got this one coming out.
We're definitely going to get Django, no question.
Are we?
I mean, they got the sculpt. How could they not?
Said that about so many different Hot Toys figures, and then they show them to us, and then we don't get them.
Yeah,
and I understand that they've got there's only a certain amount of space in the production line, and they have to pick and choose what they fit into their slot. So.
Yeah, they keep putting Marvel and DC in there for some reason. Bunch of jerks.
Get that DC out of there.
I actually appreciate it when they put Marvel in there for a few months and we get a little bit of a breather on Star Wars land. So I'm okay with that. The problem is then I buy the Marvel figures and whatever. Somebody sent me a photo today. This place was having a sale on Hot Toys 6 scale. Actually, it was everything 6 scale figures. And they sent me a photo. It was all DC, and I was like, okay, I'm good, safe. I'm good. I don't have to worry about it. It was some good stuff. The Justice League Batman, which I think is fantastic, and just different things. But you did a video on that Justice League Batman. I thought was really good.
I think you cleaned out the Star Wars last time we were there.
Yeah, I think we cleaned them out of Star Wars. We bought them all, I think. But yeah, I don't know. That's where I got the Tusken Raider for you. Actually.
Yeah, still got that Tusken up there behind me, man. That's definitely a favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a cool figure.
Yeah, Brendan Riley wants to know if I've got this guy.
There's your answer.
Boom. There he is.
Mythos Fett. Now that's a Fett I wouldn't mind owning. I think that's awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
It's a really cool figure.
Yeah. I almost would rather have that one than the two that I have.
So the joints are a bit loose in the hips on mine. It's not a deal breaker. That's what the stand is for.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with it.
Tristan wants to know, do I have the matching Funko Mud Trooper? I do not. I missed that one. Mm-mm.
Michael Petrino wants to know, do I think the Black Series helmets are worth the price? Definitely. Especially when you look at helmets from Innovos that are going for $500, $600, $700, $800, and then you hold up. Well, what was the comparison video I saw the other day? Was for the Fett helmet. Somebody was comparing the $125 Boba Fett helmet with a helmet from EFX.
Yeah.
That was significantly more expensive, $450.
Yeah, it's up there.
And while the quality was undeniably better on the effects, it was probably closer to the real prop. Visor width and height was a factor, and a few other things as well, like parts being made of actual metal. So if that's important to you and money's not an object, then go ahead and spend the money. But for $125 on that Boba Fett helmet, what you're getting is pretty glorious.
For me, they're going to sit on a shelf, and that's I'm never
background for a video. Then what do you? Yeah, it's hard to argue.
Which is kind of silly when you talk about $100 just sitting there, but if you're a collector, you do these things. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know. How long will it take for Rex Hot Toy to ship? A year, at least. Bob Smith. If you're new into 6 scale collecting, and you're buying your first figure, I would say find something that is already in stock. Number one, don't wait a year to get your first figure because you will just be going crazy. Don't do that. Find something in stock that you want, that you like. Pick that up, and that way you can determine if you want to waste a year waiting, or if you go, no, this is not for me.
Or take advantage of the year and budget for that figure.
Yeah.
Another thing you have to weigh into it is is, are you going to be any good at posing the things?
Clearly, I'm not, so that ain't no question.
You've improved remarkably just since I've met you, Ryan. You're doing okay. Kent, you're still pretty hopeless.
Kent has his own style.
When you're the king of something, you don't change your ways.
That's right, man. You've got your strengths. You got to play to those strengths. If I actually believed that, I wouldn't have said it out loud.
Yeah, right. He is the king of vanilla.
See, that's what it needs to be, though. That's where it's at. Vanilla.
Honestly, if you had 1,200 of them, I can't even get Black Series. I have 100 Black Series maybe, and I can't even imagine what he's got. Pass.
Yeah.
I think you're right about that. Posing them.
It's the one. Posable figures are unlike statues and prop replicas. They're the medium where the creative process doesn't end at the factory door. The creative process doesn't end until you have it in your hands, and even then, it's only done when you say that it's done.
Yep.
You get to decide what that figure is going to look like on the shelf. The creators of the figure aren't doing that for you. It's ultimately up to you what you're going to do with that figure. And that's something you have to take into account if you're going to be investing $200+ for a single figure. Do you want it to just sit up there on the shelf, just standing upright like an Iron Man armor in the Hall of Armor? Or do you want to really give it some dignity? And that's what it boils down to. If you're into it, how much are you going to be into it? Because if you go all in and commit, then you can really have something glorious on your shelf.
It's a journey. It takes time and patience and frustration.
And when it comes to posing, by the way, everybody, I do not claim to be the best poser in the world. I don't.
No,
Postmaster General just has a nice ring to it.
Kent's the best poser.
Several guys out there who do it way better than I do.
Yeah, I think. I think you're right about that. But that's some of the reasons why I pick up premium formats or statues as well, is because there are statues that look amazing that no posable figure will ever be able to get into that pose. Just the geometry and physics of it just ain't happening.
Yeah.
Downscaling
is hard.
It is. It's like
downscaling is very, very hard. There are certain figures that will never be perfectly done just because you can't downscale the fabrics.
And sometimes the sculptors just do it right.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that needs to be fixed or nothing that can be improved on, and they do it right. I'll give you an example. That Mythos Ventress, I wouldn't change a thing on it. I love it. I wouldn't change one
well, we'll just have to disagree on that one.
I think it's great. I love that thing.
It's beautiful. It really, really is. It's just it's not for me.
That's okay. You can't have
that's a design decision. I mean,
it is. It's an opinion.
Yeah, for what they were trying to do, I will agree. It's perfect.
Yeah,
but it's definitely not. It's not for me.
The new mall they're doing, that looks pretty good too. But
that mall,
you're not going to get a 6-scale figure in that crazy. It's not going to happen. I don't.
No. In fact, I may go so far as to sell my mall 6-scale figure to help fund that mall statue. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That hasn't been put up for pre-order yet, I don't think. But when it does, I will let you know. I will tell you that the hype around the Rex figures, no joke. I posted a link in the Facebook group and maybe Instagram or something like that. I can't remember which one. And for Sideshow, for Rex. And as of right now, I've got 45 people that I know about bought that figure. So that's a lot of people that went out and picked up Rex. So the hype is real for Star Wars. The hype is real for 6-scale collecting. It's just exercise patience, people. Because I know some collectors out there who just get the itch to have something, and they're like, "I got to buy something today. I got to buy something today."
Looking at you, Harold Green.
I wasn't going to say any names, but he's like, "I got to have something today," and I'm going, in 6-scale land, that's not a thing. You don't go to Target and pick up a hot toy. So,
but you can go to Rebel Base in Charlotte, North Carolina, and odds are you'll be able to find something there.
You'll find something. They didn't have any this past weekend, by the way. They didn't have any 6-scale figures. So
they probably sold them all on eBay just to keep themselves alive.
They probably that, or they got them in somebody's storage bin or something. I don't know, but because I was looking for that Mythos Fett. It's
they were all behind the counter.
Were they? Oh, well, they had the Han and Chewie pack from A New Hope that they've had for 4 years, and then the Stormtroopers, and that's the only ones I saw. So I don't. If there's more, I didn't see them.
Like, where the Transformers and some of the vintage stuff, like there was a lot of 6-scale boxes behind that thing.
Oh, well, then I'm blind. And Terry, when you go, you can check them out.
If I ever get over my panic, my fear of COVID-19, or more to the point, my fear of giving somebody COVID-19, then
put your Mando helmet on and rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
It'd be good. Mythos line of premium formats is getting insane with Ventress. Agreed. Palpatine and New Maul. I'm not getting Palpatine. I don't like that one personally. I don't like the floating feet thing. That's not for me.
I can attest that that's a thing, and it's undefeatable.
Undefeatable?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. It's not for me.
That boils
I
down
do have
to...
I do have a PF coming this week. I have the First Order Stormtrooper that's going to be here Thursday or Friday, something like that. I don't know, something like that. We'll do a video on that. But the Maul looks amazing. I haven't pre-ordered Maul yet, but it is definitely coming to the collection, no doubt about it. The Mythos Maul, it will be mine. Because I'm collecting all the bad guys.
Bad guys.
And, that's just what I'm doing. So, Terry tells me I need Kylo Ren, but...
The premium format?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe from a certain point of view, they're the good guys.
From their point of view, they're saving the galaxy.
The Nazis thought they were good guys too.
I mean, everybody, yeah, exactly.
From a certain point of view.
Exactly. Let's see here. Okay, cool. Well, guys,
Caden Staub, I do not know for certain anymore that Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars movie.
Whoa!
I do not know.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Bombshell. What?
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite Star Wars soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
But
Yoda's theme.
Rogue One is right up there.
Snap.
And I'm going to get flamed so hard. But Last Jedi is right up there for me too. It's the Star Wars movie that just, much like Empire, took a turn from where I thought it was going, and it did it in a way that I thought really worked. And I still admire what he was able to do with that.
Can I play the Star Wars enthusiast here, Terry, and tell you that you're wrong? Because that's what Star Wars people do. You're wrong.
Yeah.
You can't love that. You're wrong.
I love it a lot. I mean, there are things that I don't love about it.
No, I'm just picking because it's a freaking rampant nonsense in the community of whatever you collect.
My thing about the Last Jedi is I feel like it departed a little bit from what Lucas was all about. Okay, if you go watch the new documentary episode, and the way that Dave Filoni talks about his education by George Lucas, and how he found out what Star Wars was supposed to be all about, and that was family. Give kids something to hope for. Give kids something positive to get out of this whole experience of going to see a Star Wars movie. And he did that to one level or another. I'm trying not to be unkind here, but there were parts of it that I just felt were a little bit flippant. Dialed up the humor just a little bit too much in certain areas. But it wasn't a deal breaker for me. It still puts that movie is still probably in my top 3 Star Wars films.
Boom, there you go. I really like that episode of the last. I don't even know what they're called. The gallery, where they're talking about that fight scene between. Did he go back? Was it on that one we talked about the fight scene between Qui-Gon and Maul? Is that what he talked about? That I just watched it recently. I can't remember if it's in that show or not. Anyways, Filoni was understanding the whole.
Yes, that was in the most recent episode.
It was right. I'm not hallucinating. That was right.
Sorry, I was reading a
Duel of Fates.
Duel of Fates, right? And I was like, that's not Mandalorian, but whatever. But he's talking about that fight scene and the stakes that were there between that fight for Qui-Gon and Maul and Obi-Wan and their relationship with Anakin at that point. And if you guys haven't watched the gallery on Disney Plus yet, you should go watch it. It's quite.
It adds a whole new. Watching that and hearing him talk about it adds a whole new level of complexity to what was going on there. These are things that I think about a lot when I'm watching films, and I hadn't considered that.
I never did until he explained it. I'm going, what?
And I'm delighted to have that little extra bit of enjoyment. I'm halfway through watching episode 1 again now. So I have to wrap that up at some point in the next day or so. But.
And they're like, what you want? And I go like to tell the wife about it. She goes, what? What? I'm watching The Bachelor. Leave me alone.
Another thing that people, including Mark Hamill, bring up about Last Jedi, just jumping back to that really quick before we go.
Shoot.
But they talk about how they didn't want. That's not our Luke.
That was
That's not Luke. That's not the Luke Skywalker we deserve.
Legends Luke.
If you look really hard at what became of Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, where he existed. Not where he was at the end, but where he was when we see him at the end of Force Awakens and throughout most of The Last Jedi. He's in the exact same place Obi-Wan was in A New Hope. No different. Mm-hmm. He went through a phase where he was at the height of his powers, and he was this amazing Jedi, and he was doing all these world-saving and these galaxy-saving feats, and fighting in wars, and being victorious, and
discovering the galaxy.
Yeah, and
saving planets. Yeah, sure.
And then something bad happened, and he was betrayed by a friend, by somebody close to him, by family, a brother, and it shattered him. And mark my words, we are going to see that in this Kenobi show.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
If they've got half a brain among them, then that's the Kenobi we're going to see. He's going to be very similar to where we saw Luke Skywalker, only he's going to be performing an active role.
Yeah.
But Obi-Wan Kenobi in exile, Luke Skywalker in exile, very much mirrored each other. There's minor differences in their stories and where they were at, but for the most part, they exist as the same archetype.
I think you're on the money there. And I hope they do that with Kenobi, by the way. I hope they go down that path versus just some random side mission thing. And
I thought of a great villain for Kenobi. What if Cody tracks him down?
Oh,
he's running away from Cody for a season.
Maybe Cody tries to finish his Order 66. Obsessed with trying to find Kenobi in the body.
Maybe. I mean, it didn't work out too well for Gree, but maybe could happen. I don't know. Guys, we're going to wrap it up there because honestly,
all right, everyone.
That was a pretty good chat, I think, about six skill stuff.
Yeah,
in Star Wars and Marvel and everything else.
Yeah, it's always fun.
It was good. And if you guys like stuff like this, then subscribe to Terry, subscribe to Kent. The guys have been putting links in the chat. Moderators, thank you for doing that, by the way. But you guys rock. So I want to say thanks very much for joining us. And sometime in the near future, hopefully, we'll bring Jawa back live. Talk some Star Wars stuff. I don't know. It may be 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, whatever it is. I don't know. But sometime soon.
There's plenty to talk about, and essentially we did that with today. Only with we threw in some Hot Toys into the mix. But
we did, but it's we just had more fun talking about toys, and it's all good. So, guys, as always, have fun, stay out of trouble, and Terry,
we have spoken.
See ya.